The world is full of bizarre and unsettling truths that often go unnoticed. From chilling remnants of ancient practices to unsettling phenomena in nature, there are countless realities that can make even the most composed person shiver. Here are creepy facts that might just keep you up at night. Crucifixions, not just a historical relic. The image of crucifixion conjures ancient, brutal scenes associated with the Roman Empire and religious history, yet it shockingly persists even today. In Sudan, as recently as 1996, a judge sentenced robbers to death by hanging followed by crucifixion as a deterrent against crime. This gruesome practice is not just confined to isolated incidents. During the Syrian conflict in 2014, reports indicated that combatants were crucified as a method of punishment and terror. In Saudi Arabia, there have been cases where the bodies of those beheaded for serious crimes were subsequently crucified, with their heads reattached as a public warning. The Cannibal Island tragedy of Siberia. Nazino Island in Siberia, known as Cannibal Island, was the site of one of the most horrific episodes of human suffering orchestrated by Soviet authorities. In 1933, Joseph Stalin's government decided to exile thousands of political prisoners and undesirables to the desolate island with minimal supplies. Left to fend for themselves with no resources, starvation and chaos ensued, leading to acts of cannibalism. Historians estimate that out of 6,000 deportees, only a few thousand survived the ordeal, highlighting the extreme lengths to which the Soviet regime would go to rid itself of perceived dissenters. IKEA's hidden labor scandal. While IKEA is synonymous with affordable, modern furniture, few people know about the dark labor practices tied to its past. In the 1970s and 1980s, East German political prisoners were forced into labor, assembling products for the Swedish giant. These prisoners, who had often been jailed for opposing communist policies, were subjected to harsh conditions. The company only publicly acknowledged its involvement in 2012 after mounting pressure from human rights groups. Reports in 2022 raised new concerns that similar forced labor practices could be occurring in Belarus, sparking calls for greater corporate transparency. The Victorian insanity train theory. The Victorian era was rife with unusual beliefs, one of which was the idea that train travel could cause temporary insanity. Doctors and scientists at the time argued that the constant motion, coupled with the loud noises and vibrations of early trains, could trigger extreme anxiety and impulsive behavior. This idea was taken so seriously that public concern grew about the mental health impacts of railway travel. While modern science debunks this theory, it's a fascinating look at how early technological advancements could inspire fear and irrational explanations for psychological distress. Headphones as bacteria breeders. Headphones have become an essential part of daily life, yet few users consider the hygiene risks they pose. A study conducted in 1992 revealed that shared airline headphones harbored an alarming level of bacteria, which increased 11 times after just 1 hour of use. These findings hold for modern earphones and earbuds as well, especially those worn for long periods or shared among users. The warm, moist environment of the ear provides an ideal breeding ground for bacteria, which can potentially lead to ear infections and other health issues. Regular cleaning and limiting shared use are simple measures to reduce this risk. Decapitated cockroaches that keep moving. Cockroaches are known for their incredible resilience, but their ability to live without their heads is particularly unsettling. This creepy phenomenon is due to the insect's decentralized nervous system and unique blood circulation. Unlike humans, cockroaches don't rely on their heads for breathing. They have tiny holes called spiracles located on their bodies that allow them to breathe. Reports have shown that a cockroach can survive for up to 9 days after decapitation, eventually dying from dehydration rather than trauma. This trait has contributed to their reputation as one of nature's most persistent and indestructible creatures. Ashton Kutcher's date night tragedy. In February 2001, actor Ashton Kutcher arrived at the home of his then girlfriend, Ashley Ellering, for a planned date, only to find the house dark and no one answering the door. He peered through the window and saw what he assumed was spilled wine on the floor, thinking she had left without him. Tragically, Ellering had been brutally murdered that evening by Michael Gargiulo, who would later become known as the Hollywood Ripper. It wasn't until years later, in 2021, that Gargiulo received a death sentence for his crimes. This chilling case remains a stark reminder of how close brushes with violence can be. The eerie witch ball ritual. In 1969, the Australian football team, desperate for a win against Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, reportedly turned to a local witch doctor in Mozambique for supernatural help. The witch doctor was said to have placed a curse on the opposing team to ensure victory. The Australians won the game but failed to pay the agreed fee of $1,000, leading the witch doctor to reverse the spell. What followed was a streak of bad luck for the team, who would not qualify for the World Cup again for over 30 years. This bizarre incident is often recounted as an example of the intersection between superstition and sports. The tiny, deadly frog of Colombia. The golden poison dart frog is one of the most dangerous creatures in the world, despite its small size. Found in the rainforests of Colombia, this vibrant yellow amphibian produces a potent toxin called botulinum. Just 1 gram of this substance is enough to kill up to 15 adult humans or over 10,000 mice. Indigenous tribes have historically used the frog's secretions to coat the tips of their hunting darts, hence the name. Unlike many other poisonous animals, the golden poison dart frog doesn't produce the toxin itself, but rather accumulates it from its diet, primarily ants and beetles. Pubic hair in fast food. In one of the more bizarre food studies ever conducted, researchers found that it's possible to ingest stray pubic hairs while eating fast food. This unwelcome addition could be attributed to lax hygiene practices during food preparation or accidental contamination. Although the idea may sound absurd, experts suggest that the average person may consume up to 12 such hairs per year without realizing it. While this fact might prompt diners to reconsider their fast food habits, it also underscores the importance of maintaining strict cleanliness in food handling processes to prevent contamination. Sloth's hidden finger bones. Sloths, the slow-moving residents of Central and South American rainforests, have long captivated animal lovers with their endearing expressions and laid-back demeanor. However, their sharp, claw-like appendages are not what they seem. Those claws are actually extended finger bones covered in keratin. This unique adaptation allows sloths to hang effortlessly from trees for hours on end, conserving energy as they search for food. Despite their docile nature, sloths are deceptively strong, capable of defending themselves with surprising force when threatened. Hairy-eyed bees. Bees are already known for their intricate and fascinating biological traits, but one particularly odd feature is the hair that grows on their eyes. This hair serves a critical purpose. It helps the bee collect pollen more efficiently while foraging. Covered in tiny, branched hairs, a bee's entire body is designed to maximize the collection and transfer of pollen, vital for both the insect's diet and the pollination of countless plant species. The hair on their eyes is part of this evolutionary advantage, showcasing the complexity of nature's smallest engineers. The boy with the tooth in his foot. In a medical anomaly recorded in 1977, 13-year-old Doug Pritchard complained of persistent pain in his left foot. Doctors discovered a fully formed tooth growing inside his foot, a result of an uncommon congenital defect. The condition, known as teratoma or a dermoid cyst, involves the growth of tissues or organs in places they do not normally occur. After its removal, Pritchard was free from pain, but his rare case continues to intrigue medical professionals studying abnormal growths and tissue development. Tarantulas' extended fasting ability. Tarantulas, often the stuff of nightmares for arachnophobes, possess an astonishing survival trait. They can go years without food. This is due to their low metabolic rate, which allows them to conserve energy for long periods. While water is essential for their survival, tarantulas can endure without solid food for up to 2 years, relying on their body's reserves to stay alive. This resilience underscores why these spiders are able to thrive in harsh environments where food is scarce, making them formidable survivors in the animal kingdom. The living mustache of newborns. Newborn babies are sometimes covered in a fine, downy hair known as lanugo. This hair serves as an essential insulating layer that helps regulate body temperature while the baby is still in the womb. Although it can look odd, almost like a tiny mustache or a furry coat, lanugo usually sheds before birth or within a few weeks after delivery. This biological trait is most commonly seen in premature babies, but is completely harmless. It's a temporary feature that hints at the fascinating, if not slightly unsettling, adaptations of human development. Thanks for sticking with us through this list of unsettling and creepy facts. If you found these stories intriguing, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment below with which fact creeped you out the most or any strange facts you think we should cover next. See you in the next video.